Gang, I'm sorry. If half your take-home check, bro, is going towards your mortgage, you cannot afford that house, big homie. I'm being honest with you, bro. Quality of life matters, man. The only reason you should be putting over 50% of your take-home towards the mortgage, gang, is if you're making additional payments towards the principal. If you're trying to pay that loan off faster, that is the only time that you should be using more than half your take-home, man.
Listen, guys. You got to use different communication methods to speak to people. If you want to get your point across, you have to think to yourself, how can I get my message across other than telling people, my way of saying, if you decide to do that, you're going to go bankrupt.
You have to think, young brother, about your future.
I don't know if you guys have been looking at what's been happening on social media, what's been happening in the news, and what's happening in real life. See, people are now saying, I'm house poor. Huh? And they're now saying to themselves, how did I get here? I want to sell this home ASAP, but now I'm trying to sell the home and I'm going to take a loss. And they are saying to themselves, I don't know how I got here. I don't know why everybody let me buy this house at all these different levels. Listen, we can have this conversation, and we are going to have this conversation, guys. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And also, guys, we're trying to get to 200,000 subs. I cannot get there unless you guys hit that subscribe button. So if I'm giving you any value from any of my videos, please hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm about to say. I have a newsletter. It is completely free. How can you be free? You cannot, guys. We talk about all the same things that we talk about here, but in greater detail. And also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I am your guy. I've been a lender for 20 years, and I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description. If you've been following my content, you know that I've been saying from the very beginning that we don't care about interest rates over here. We do not care about interest rates. What do we care about, guys? We care about the price. Let's say that together, price. But for whatever reason, people still believe that, it doesn't matter what the price is. So long that the interest rate is low, I can afford it.
Yeah. True.
And one thing that I also like to add on that people always push back on is, yes, just because a lender told you you can afford $400,000 does not mean you can afford $400,000. See, this is the problem. See how I just included that the lender said you can afford? That's what most people say. But the reality is they're not telling you what you can afford. They're telling you what they're going to approve you for. Let me say that again. The words you should be using is, the lender told me I am approved for $400,000. Do not replace approved with afford. That's what most people do. And you cannot talk these people off a ledge. You cannot tell these people, you may want to drop that down to 300. You know why? Because you can't afford a $3,000 payment. You can't afford a $2,500 payment. You only make $3,800. Yes, I know. And then you think to yourself, but why would the bank allow me to do this? Because they want to sell you a home? They want you to use their mortgage?
Don't be a fool.
This is what I say about loyalty. This is a form of it. When you think to yourself, you know what? The bank is going to take care of me more than I'm going to take care of myself.
Yeah, I know, I heard that. That's corny.
When you start thinking that way, you've already lost. And that's what people are finding out today. They are finding out that the bank, the lender, was looking out for the lender. Let me say that one more time. Bank that was financing you, they looked out for themselves. They told you, they did their job. Their job is to tell you what we will max Lee. What will we give you max? They gave you that. And then you turned around and said, well, they're doing all this underwriting on your whole financial life. No, sir. They're not doing a total. Look at all of your finances. They're only taking a little bit, tidbits here and there, what's on your credit report. What about childcare that you're paying? That's not on there, is it? Oh, no, that's not on there. What about a repair in your car? Oh, that's not on there, is there? But listen, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's hear.
A pre-approval isn't your shopping budget. It's your maximum borrowing limit. There's a big difference. When I'm working with clients, I usually ask one question. How do you want to live after you've moved in? Because buying a home isn't just about getting approved. It's about building a life you can actually enjoy. Sometimes the smartest financial decision is buying less than the bank says you can. A pre-approval tells you what a lender may be willing to lend. It doesn't tell you what will allow you to live comfortably after you get the keys. If you're thinking about buying a home, don't just ask, what do you qualify for? Ask, what fits the life you want to build?
Orlando, what if the life I want to build is a fake life? What if it's a life that I want to live and I'm going to buy all the accessories to look like I live that way?
Come on, man.
Orlando, what if one thing happens during that fake life? One thing happens during that fake life, and I no longer can make all the payments, and it creates a chain effect of me being behind that will snowball into foreclosures. But see, remember back in the day where I used to get hate because I would tell people, hey, you may want to rent. You may want to rent. You don't want to deal with all of this craziness. See, you only want to buy a house because it looks good. You don't want to buy a house and have to pay all the extra bills that come along with it. See, everyone doesn't need to buy a home, a house, real estate, single family residence. You don't need to buy that. See, you want to move around the country. See, you don't like doing handyman stuff and paying contractors and dealing with roofs and dealing with water heaters. See, you don't want to deal with any of that. But someone told you. Someone told you if you don't buy a house, you're going to miss out on the greatest wealth creation ever. And you said to yourself, it doesn't matter the price, Orlando. I'm going to become a millionaire tomorrow.
No better word than stupid.
Now, I can hear everybody in the back saying, Orlando, but nothing is happening. Why are these guys all complaining, but nothing's happening in the real estate market? There's something that's happening. No one wants to buy properties. Values are dropping down in a lot of areas. The cost of maintenance of the home skyrocketed up 2 to 3 times what it was 4 years ago. But listen, I get it. You don't believe me. You want receipts.
New data tonight shows foreclosures across the U.S. surged more than 20% in the last year. Real estate data company Adam found that Florida, South Carolina, and Indiana had the highest foreclosure rates overall. And in another sign of distress for homeowners, new Realtor.com data shows that short sales rose 16% in the first quarter of this year compared to the same time last year.
See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. And see, listen, guys, I don't want anyone to lose their home. I don't want anyone to lose their home. But there was a type of FOMO, a type of you missed out era. Remember that, guys? Remember when you were renting and those same people were saying, you're throwing your money away. They're worried about you taking care of yourself just because you don't want to jump in on the bankruptcy fund. Now they're telling you, man, you don't know what you missed out. Those people, some of those same people today, they're having a hard time. They're saying, why did this bank, why did a lender, why did the real estate agent, why did everyone else not tell me I was overpaying on this house? Why did you let me give away 50% of my income to pay a mortgage? But the real question is why did you let you do it? See, let's make this make sense. I get it that everyone wants to buy a home. I get it. I'm not trying to take a home away from you. And I think this is a great time for Orlando University. Let's make this perfectly clear. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. You want to buy a home, right? And I understand if I tell you you can't get a home, or you shouldn't get a home, or maybe you can't afford a home. I get it. Let's do me one favor, class and audience. Take out the emotion. Take out the memories, the future thoughts that you see your family inside the home and all these great things happening. You playing in the backyard with your kids. Take that out, right? Take that out. You feel that I'm telling you you can't get any of that. That's not what I'm saying. Strip that away and let's just go to math. You make $3,800. $3,800. Do you think it's a smart choice for you to get a pre-approval for a bank on a house and it says your mortgage is going to be $2,100? That's more than 50%. More than 50% of your income gone. Do you think that's a smart idea? I'm waiting for the answer. Do you think that's a smart idea? If you said no. See, this is what we're talking about. This is how we get headway. But listen, I don't want you to go anywhere. You need to hear it from someone else. Let's go ahead and compound on this and see how ridiculous this sounds.
I seen a comment the other day under a video of someone talking about buying versus renting. And the comment said, I would rather be mortgage poor, living check to check, struggling to eat, versus renting an apartment or renting a home. And babe, that kind of blew my mind, I'm not gonna lie. You would rather be mortgage poor, meaning you are dead broke after you pay your mortgage. And you went on to say that you would rather be check to check, struggling to eat, before you would rather rent. That goes to show how tied into the idea that people want to just buy homes. I would rather buy a house, not be able to afford it, live check to check, be financially stressed out, versus renting something that I could be in a completely different situation. Versus renting and being in a situation that you can put yourself in a situation that you can financially afford that home. But you would rather cut that out. Why? Because I don't want to rent. I'm not going to rent. I'm just going to buy, but you can't really financially afford it. And we can't say, oh, well, if they couldn't financially afford it, they wouldn't be able to get approved. That's not the case. We all know that's not that's not the case. A lot and many of people get approved for homes that they cannot afford, because what it says is you can possibly afford the mortgage, but what else can you afford outside of that? What else can you afford outside of your mortgage, your house note, your insurance, kids, tuition, whatever else comes with it? People are underneath the comments like, I would never force myself into a situation just because I'm trying to prove that I can buy a house and be financially miserable. And I'm like, I couldn't agree more. I don't want nothing that I can't afford. I don't want a car. I don't want a phone. I don't want a house. I don't want anything that I'm going to have to struggle to eat or struggle to do whatever to maintain it and keep it.
See, this is the part where I let you know that no one cares that you bought a home. And you're the only person who's gonna deal with the financial consequences of only caring that someone knows you can afford to buy a home, that your credit is somewhat decent. You're doing all of this to show people that don't care. Let me say this again. You can buy a home and tell the whole world that you bought a home. 1 minute later, no one cares. Why is this so prevalent? Well, it's because there's been this notion forever, and this is crazy, that people say you're wasting money if you're renting. And this has just worked its way and massaged its way and made people think to themselves, without doing any numbers, without doing any research on their own budget, without looking at the math, they said, yep, that's true. There's no way I should rent ever because I'm throwing that money away. Like, let's make that make sense. When I was telling people that, you know what, how about you sit on the sidelines and you wait this out, and then you are cautious to see it because you could be saving money renting. Let's say that again. You could be saving money, renting. And then when you find out taxes went up, when you find out insurances went up, when you find out that values are dropping, and then that's not even the worst portion of it. What about when you find out that you can't even keep up with the maintenance of a home? You are getting squeezed because every time you turn around, you don't have $5,000 for a water heater. You don't have the extra money to pay for insurance going up. You don't have extra money when taxes skyrocket. Texas.
I am selling my house, and I'm selling a house that has a very low interest rate and a relatively low mortgage, especially for the area that I live in. And I'm not doing this to buy a bigger house. I'm actually doing this. I'm going to choose to go back to renting. And it feels crazy. It objectively is crazy.
This could be
And my entire For You page is filled with videos that are saying, we'll never see these rates again. We'll never see, inflation. And, we all know how expensive everything is these days. And I will likely never own property for this amount again. But I can't keep up with homeownership. And I think when I did this, I assumed that this was the dream. The dream was to own property. But no one explained how heavy it is to do it on your own and to fix all the things that go wrong and keep up with all the maintenance and to just deal with the city that you live in when there are issues, deal with contractors and contractors not showing up and
talking to people.
all the things that go wrong in an older home and the unexpected costs that come about. I had a $25,000 issue come up last year. I've had multiple smaller $1,000 issue, new water heater, new furnace, all those things that, are expected with owning an older home. But
I thought you said unexpected.
I just haven't heard of anyone talking kind of about the other side of it and, potentially choosing to give up
No one?
what is considered the dream of, home ownership for going back to a different lifestyle of renting, a lifestyle where I can just text the landlord when something goes wrong or, use the property company. And, I've debated and wondered if I'm making a mistake, but I'm going to try it out and see what happens. And this is just to say that it doesn't have to be, even though it could be right for everyone, it doesn't have to be right for you.
Well. I mean, listen, she's right. Sometimes you find out. Sometimes you're in a situation and you go ahead and you got pressed to make the wrong decision. See, everyone told you should buy a home, and you knew that your life was moving around. You knew that you don't want to spend extra money. You knew all of these things before, and you decided not to get an inspection. You decided to just push through because everyone told you you're going to become rich. You don't even know what you're going to do with all the money that you're going to get. All the money you're going to receive, you won't know what to do with it. And come to find out that you can't get the money unless you sell it. Come to find out, you still have to pay with your own money to get things fixed inside of your home while you own it. You can't pull it from the equity. Come to find out, interest rates are the highest that they've ever been. So now you can't pull money from your house because you pay more. Come to find out, the Sun Belt is losing value. But anyway, guys, listen. We can talk about this all day, but this is my point. Please be cautious. Please do the research. If sitting on the sidelines, like I say, is disastrous for you, or it's gonna hurt you, then fine, do whatever you gotta do. But all I'm asking people to do is research on the biggest purchase of your life. Before you decide to make that jump, please look at your neighborhood. please do some form of research. Understand what you can afford, what you cannot afford. Understand that these jobs and the economy is not going to get any better. So you have to plan for all of this. Save and budget. If you love content like this, please join the Patreon. We do exclusive videos over there. You will love it. Also, too, you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. We'll give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you into your first rental property. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.